everybody. Can you hear me? Thank you, Shayna. Thank you, Zoa. Oops. Okay, I don't know how to get rid of the echo. Hi, Corinne. Is it Corinne, the not so broke nurse? Okay, so Shayna, Zoa, if you could help me, I'd appreciate it. Oh, hey, that coffee powered house. Thank you. Okay. Can you hear me? Use the microphone on your camera. All right. Ah!
Where do I go to mute the microphone?
There we go. All right, did that do it? Okay, did that do it? Can everybody hear me now without the echo? Okay, I got the microphone on the, I've muted it on the sewing area. And so because I don't really want that one on there. I guess I need to turn this microphone on to project it a little bit better. Okay, is it fixed? Everybody can hear me? Hey, everybody. I'm Sandy Diana, and I just want to give a shout out to my wonderful friends, Shayna Kraus, that just like came to my rescue this morning. I couldn't figure out how to get into Discord. Thank you, Zoa. And I've been trying to research on how to do this double screen because I have a pretty big area and it's really hard for you to see all of my different areas with my sewing because I have like an embroidery station, I have my industrial machine station, and then I have another group of sewing machines over here that have a cover stitch, a serger, and then I have my original Brother SE400. And my husband built me this brand new computer. Isn't he great? Shout out to my husband. He said he built me a better one than his. I'm like, how do you know how to build computers? But he does. He just builds computers. But anyway, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining in. And I'm just, going to try to do some things. My daughter, I know I'm like excited. And I don't even drink caffeine coffee, by the way. I just drink regular coffee. Anyway, he built me this computer so I could get a better connection to where my internet would be stable. So when I do stream or I want to go live, I can go live and I don't feel like it's like herky-jerky, glitchy. And I'm hoping that that's not going to happen today. So anyway, I've been spending the whole morning trying to figure out how I could do the double camera settings because I have a couple things that I want to do. Of course, I have to pick my daughter up from work at 11 o'clock. So I only have until 11 o'clock. So hopefully I can get what I want done. But my middle daughter, she came up to my sewing room. I guess it was a couple weeks before Mother's Day, and she was picking out some fabric for mask. And while she was up here, she looked at my embroidery machine, and then she found out that I had a YouTube channel. So she's like, "You have a YouTube channel, Mom?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have a YouTube channel." So anyway, she went and checked it out, and she saw my unboxing. Thank you. Thank you about the chair, Coffee Powered. What is your first name, Coffee Powered House? Because I only know you as Coffee Powered Home, and I love coffee too. If you've got it right now, take a sip. It's almost empty. But anyway, she went and looked at my videos and she saw my first unboxing of my Mighty Hoop. And she's like, "Mom, I saw how excited you got about that." And I just started doing some research. So anyway, this is what she got me for Mother's Day. I've been trying to clean up all morning long. Anybody else get to the point where you work, and you just don't have time to clean it up? That would be me. Let me position this camera just a little bit. That would be me. So I am like not able to even clean up sometimes. I just had so much stuff going on. Anyway, this is what she gave me for Mother's Day. Okay, let's see. Good. So all of it is in one box. I know, what a good daughter, Sheena, because I'm like, oh my bejesus. I said, I know. I mean, because she knows I know how much this stuff costs. And I'm like, wow, this is incredible. Hi, Yamira. Hi, Barbara. Let's see. I'm going to catch everybody. I've got Shayna, Zoa, Lakeisha, thank you. And the not so broke nurse is Corinne, right? And let's see, but thank you all for jumping on here. And Yamira, thank you for joining me. I know my husband's like, you have a YouTube channel? I'm like, yes, I have friends on YouTube. Hi, LaBelle. Thank you for joining. And so anyway, well, I just thought it was, I didn't even really know what was in here. I actually just thought this was just like a mighty hoop or something like that. But no. So I've already opened it because I had to open it with her. So it's very heavy. So I'm going to leave it sitting right there. And I'm going to try to position the camera to where you can see it a little bit better. All right. So when I opened it, inside of it was this incredible hoop. And it's not the long one. It actually, the brackets hook right here on the side. So it can go across a chest area right here to where I can just like do a nice stitch out, or even a stitch out of like a full name, which is on a towel, which is great. So I got that, and I have not even put my brackets on yet. Here's my brackets. I'm on the wrong side of it. There we go. I have my brackets. And then this was what was inside of here. And I'm like, how do you even know about this stuff? She had called the company, and she like found out what kind of machine I had. And then they helped her with buying everything. So she bought this one section which is the portable station. So what else could you think you can use that one piece for? Anybody else have a suggestion? Hey, LaBelle. Thank you for my chair. It's a gaming chair. And what anybody ever watch So Whatever? She makes handbags. Lauren Marina, I think it's Lauren Marina. When I first started sewing, that's when she told me, oh yeah, backs of uniforms. That's a really good idea. But she said she uses a gaming chair. I'm like, that's going to be a game changer, because I was sitting sewing masks. Because anybody that has seen any of my other videos, if you haven't watched them, go back and watch them. And if you like it, join my subscribe to my video and like my videos that you see. But anyway, hey Connie, how are you? I'm just like doing an impromptu live stream of an unboxing, and I just unboxed what my daughter gave me for Mother's Day. She gave me a portable hooping station that I have to put together, and she also gave me a mighty hoop. She's already told me that, she says, I can't even hold this one, and she goes, in July, she goes, you can have it now if you want, but I've already bought your birthday present. Oh yeah, big totes is a good one too. Great idea, Shayna. But she's bought me the 10 by 10. So I have the 8 by 9. What did I do with it? I thought I brought it over here. I did. So I have the 8 by 9. This is what I already unboxed. So then I have this. And so I would just assume that at this point in time, she's probably going to give me like one an event, which is awesome, because what a great gift. So there's that. But I went and I bought the other part that goes with it, because what she didn't know was that there is another piece that has to go up there, but that's okay. I'm okay with it. She bought part of it. So this came the other day, and I have been waiting all along, waiting for this to arrive. I've been waiting for this to arrive so that I could open it all together, because it just kind of didn't make sense until I got it all together. So let me move this right here. I will probably put it all together later, but let's see. You know, I had all of this laid out, and then I threw everything around because I couldn't get it open. These are not my good scissors, if you're worried about them. But I called the company the other day, and I told them what I had, and they actually looked up they're so good at Hoop Masters. If you've not done this, they keep a record of everything, and they opened my daughter's file based on what her name was, so they could look at exactly what she ordered me and sent me, and then they helped me order what I needed to go with it. So that was really, really super good. So now she has her own file, so they can keep track of what she has. They can keep track of what I have. They'll be able to tell her what I already have, everything. Okay, so this is what I ordered to go with it. Happy Mother's Day to me. So, has anybody ever used this part? Type in the chat box if you have this. Because I really couldn't afford that great big station. And I don't do a lot of shirt logos. I mean, I do, but I don't. I actually do more of the hooping. And if you have a Mighty Hoop, for sometimes I forget, and I forget to take my bracket off for the stabilizer. I also forget to, when I'm trying to put a shirt on it or whatever, I'm like chasing it like an octopus. So this is, I'm going to go ahead and put it all together. I watched a video earlier. Yeah, so it's actually you're right, Zoe. It is actually the free arm. I guess I should just open this right here. And hopefully that will pull right on out. Styrofoam. There we go. And it pulls out. So what they said to do was that you put this, is it this way or this way? I'm hoping it's this way. You have to slide this on before. You slide this on before you get your, I didn't have the screws out enough. You slide this on before you hook it to your mounting board. So let me just get this out of the way. One more piece of trash in my room, guys. All right, and so this right here, these are the legs for the free arm. Okay, so there's the screws. I had a screwdriver over here. Don't ask me what I did with it. I'm not kidding you. I had it all set up right here. Here's this is the t-shirt quilt I'm making. I've already made one, and I really should go get it. It's not even up here. I left it downstairs because I have to mail it, and then I decided to go, what did I decide to do? I decided to mail it, and then I decided to go ahead and make this one to go with it before I mail them. All right, so this is the direction of it. I think I'm going to go downstairs real quick. Do you guys mind hanging out for just a second while I run down and go get the quilt? Because I know you guys want to see it, don't you? Give me say yes if you want me to go get it. And you guys can just chat amongst yourself. It'll take me 2 minutes to run downstairs to go get it. Probably stuck to the magnetic hoop. You're right. That could have been where I left that screwdriver. But it was laying right here. It's a really long one too. I put the brackets over here. Oh, I found it. Thank you. Here's the screwdriver. Okay, you guys hang out while I go run and go get the quilt, and so I can bring it back up here and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That didn't take that long, did it? Okay, so I'm just going to stop in midstream so I can just talk to you guys for just a second. So, you know, I restarted my sewing business that I had from years and years and years ago when the COVID hit, and I started making masks for everybody. And during that time, one of my focuses was getting a mask for all of my aunts and uncles. I only have one uncle left, and I have 7 aunts. And I'm like, they're older, and I don't want to lose any of them. Well, I did lose one. In July, I lost one of my aunts to COVID, and my other aunt sent me a message, and she says, would you be willing to make a t-shirt quilt out of all of her t-shirts? Well, she was also a breast cancer survivor, and you know that's near and dear to my heart because I am a breast cancer survivor also. So anyway, she passed away in July, and so she asked me to make this t-shirt quilt. And thank you, Yamir. So I have been, my sisters and we have all been working on this. My one sister cut it all out, and she cut all of the stabilizer. I watched lots of YouTube videos because I never made a t-shirt quilt before. And my other sisters came over and heat pressed all of this stabilizer on the backs of all of the t-shirt squares. Thank you, Anna. Thank you. Oh, you know, and Shanna, I did upgrade a lot of things on my internet. So thank you for letting me know that this was a good quality video. And also, I think it's my husband built me this awesome computer and put all of this up-to-date software inside of it. So, but thank you for that. Thank you, Tiger Lily and Corinne. Anyway, so so my other sisters ironed all of it on for me, and then I started putting it together. Thank you, Mina Rowe. So I put it together, and and I sublimated a square that was inside of it. I saw that with Ashley, the monogram mompreneur. She showed how you could monogram on minky fabric. So I monogrammed a square, and I'll tell you about that in just a minute. I'm out of breath because my house is detached from my garage, and my room is over my garage. Zoa, I do not know what my camera is. It's one I bought off of Amazon that I use for teaching. And then I got another one so anyway, I put this one up here. And then my other camera is the one off of my computer. So are y'all ready for this quilt? It is, I can only show you half of it at a time. So, all right, so this is the top half. Let's start from the top. So this is the top. Like I said, she was a she loved going to Relay for Life. So her focus was a lot of Relay for Life shirts. So all around the edges are all all Relay for Life. In the center of it, there's more shirts, and then those were focused. So, and then this was the one that I sublimated, the square that I sublimated. Oh, but not that one. That one right there. This one right here. I wanted to memorialize her on here, but I didn't just want to write her name and her date of birth and her death and a dash, because that just like went all over me. So I decided to put her birthday and blessed life. I'm not pointing at the right thing. Blessed life, and then her date of death, and then put all of the things that she was to us. She was a daughter, she was a sister, an aunt, a faithful servant, a nursery worker. Anybody that knew her knew that she was a nursery worker, because she was the nursery worker in their church for probably 50 years. She raised a lot of babies in that nursery at church. But she was a friend, a survivor. She was joyful, a dedicated employee, a cousin, and she was loved by so many. And she was courageous. She was courageous. So this is my contribution, but this is on Minky, guys. This is sublimation on Minky. Oh, really, Zoa? So her birthday is next Friday. I didn't tell y'all that. So my goal is to get this finished by next Friday and get it into the mail so that my aunt would receive it. So here's another one. I knew she was a Christian, and I wanted to put on there that praise the Lord. I love that she had that t-shirt. I saw the light. And so here's the other side of it. She had some special t-shirts. This one represents my dad. My dad died of ALS, and she had this t-shirt that she wore all the time. And then this was a t-shirt that they made of their family. Our family last name is Eason, and our grandmother was Peace. So they call us the Season of Peace. And here's their family picture. And then this square, I appliqued some things on there because they couldn't all go on. All the t-shirts couldn't. So I appliqued. She worked for Clean Clean, and this was her church name, and she had a blessed life. And all the rest of them are just that. And so this is the back of it. The back of it is just as cool. So this is how I did the back of it. There was a lot of pinning. And you know, Connie, I thought, no, the family picture was on a screen print from a t-shirt from years ago, Zoa. But it could have been sublimated. But anyway, I did lots of pinning, Connie, and I pinned it all together. And then what I did was I made the border around it extra, and then I cut it and I folded it, and then get it so close. And then I went and I used my walking foot attachment on my brother, and I did it all around, and I did a zigzag stitch all the way around. And then I mitered the corners as best I could. And the back side is made out of fleece. So it's a nice sturdy, but it's not too heavy, because my daughter had one. And then of course I put my little label on here, and my daughter has a t-shirt quilt, and hers is heavy as all get out. I don't really think that they will use this one to use as a blanket, but I think that they will, and it will probably become a traveling quilt going from aunt's house to aunt's house, because there are still 6 aunts living. And my dad was the oldest of 10 children. And so now my other aunt, the one that asked me to make this, she also asked me to make her a t-shirt quilt of all of her travels with her husband. Her husband passed away, and so she decided to have one done for her. So Zoa, you're asking, thank you guys, everybody. Y'all made me feel so good about it. The quilt just turned out amazing, and I'm really impressed with it. Yes, I have a very, very big family. My dad was one of 10, the oldest of 10. My mother was one of 9. And unfortunately, on my mom's side of the family, I have one surviving aunt out of 9. So she's 82 years old. And so that's it. And my dad still has 6 sisters living. and one brother. So I know it. So no, I've only got the one more, Connie, that I'm going to make. I've got, so here's this one. This one's already in the makings. So Zoa, we cut the squares at 12 by 12. I do have to heat press more stabilizer on the back. When I did the research about this, is that what they did was they recommended that you put the stabilizer on the back of it to keep the t-shirt squares from shifting around. So my aunt has already numbered them. She had already numbered all of its shirts as to what order she wanted them in. So I have them all ready to go. Of course, when I lay it all out, if it doesn't look good, I will change it. But it's 4 squares across and 6 squares down. So there's 24 squares all the way. Connie, the stabilizer was a game changer, because if you don't put that on there as you're trying to sew it, this stuff is growing like crazy. And even when I did put, after I did put the stabilizer on it, it still kind of shifted. So that one isn't perfect, but it's as perfect as I can get it. And I know they're going to love it, and they're going to love this one the same. So I bought a real pretty peach color, coral color to go on the back of this one, because it's a vacation. It was all from all of their travels and vacations. So it's 24 squares, and they're cut at 12 by 12. And you cut your stabilizer at 12 by 12. I just noticed this. Red Oak was incorporated the year I was born, 1961. Red Oak is a community that my cousin is the mayor of. So they put this one on there, one of the places in North Carolina that they're from. But so I'm going to work on this in just a minute, but I want to go ahead and finish putting this hooping station together. And let's see. So I guess I'm going to put this, I don't even know how to do it. So I'm assuming these go down and here, and the other part goes underneath with it. It will work a lot better. You know what? I don't really even need a screwdriver for this. I really need a wrench for the nuts. Maybe I do need a screwdriver. Well, that one went on real good. You know how sometimes they just fit and sometimes they don't. Let's try this one on a different one. Maybe it just doesn't go on that one. So what are you guys working on today? What are you guys working on today? Yeah, you know what I did? I did use the iron-on stabilizer, and it is a medium weight, but what I did was I went to Joann Fabrics, and I waited for them to have a sale on it, and then I bought it half price. So I bought the whole bolt, because you're going to need the whole bolt to do it. So the whole bolt. But, well, you're probably going to need a whole bolt, but I made 2. So I used a whole bolt and then some. And then I still ran out because we had a couple extra things on there, and my one nieces and daughter, they got a little carried away with putting it on, so they put it on some of the ones that weren't supposed to have it on. But that's okay. I just went and bought some more. But yeah, the stabilizer is definitely a must when you're doing it. I really wish I remembered what her name was. And it turned out that the lady that I watched, the funny thing is that I kept hearing some stuff in the background. And when I was watching this video of this lady doing this t-shirt quilt, and I'm like, I hear that sound all day long. And I'm like, and then she started talking about something, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this lady lives in Poquoson, which is out by Langley Air Force Base, which is out by NASA. And she said something about NASA, but then I could hear the jets flying over, and we always refer to the sound of freedom. And I'm like, she lives right here where I'm living. So she has one of those long arm quilting machines, and she also has that great big quilter thing. I don't even know what you call it, but I guess that's the long arm where it travels up and down. So I'm like, that was really good to know. So I did like her, so I do know, and subscribe to her, so I do know which one it is, that if I were to go back to it. But I thought, what a great idea. If I really get into quilting and I need someone to actually do the real quilting for me, it's a great opportunity. But the reason why I didn't do the real quilting on this one was because I didn't want to take away from the squares. So all I did was just sew around. That's funny that Anna, you haven't even gotten out of bed yet. I had to get up and take my daughter to work this morning at 8 o'clock. So that's why I'm up so early. But, and Barbara, you're sewing today. I sew every day. I teach every day and I sew every day. I love it. I love both just as much. But it's funny because when I'm sitting down there teaching with the kids, I'm like thinking of all of the things that I can do when I'm done teaching, and I can't wait to get back up here to my craft room so I can start sewing. Am I a bad teacher for thinking that? But I love being the teacher when I'm there, but I just would rather, sometimes I just like to go up here and finish my project. But anyway, so I just thought that was super cool that, that this person was right nearby me in the same community. Okay, so then you're just I'm gonna tighten these down. In the same community. So I heard there was lots of big giveaways with Amber. I hate that I cannot see Bingham Bliss on Monday nights. I told somebody I couldn't wait for school to be over because I miss everything. But she's in California and I'm in Virginia. And so we're 3 hours away from California. So when she starts at 8:30, it is 10:30 my time. And I know I'm a night owl, but oh my God, I cannot stay up that late. And I got to go to work the next day. And those babies wear me out on Monday because that's always the first day of the week. All right, so wait a minute. So how is this going to work? Okay, something's not right here. I must have to switch this around because this has got to go up this direction. Can y'all see me? This has got to go up because I'm going to use that. Hey, Nero. Hey, Kay, the Hustle Queen. Thanks for joining. Hey, if I get close to 10:45, would somebody please in the chat box type in all capital letters, "You need to go," because I got to go get my daughter from work. I guess this is really proof that I did not open this and try to put it together in advance. So what you working on today, Kay and Nero? You just joined us. I was asking everybody what they were working on. This is a Mother's Day present that I got for my daughter. I'll put it right here because it is a little heavy. At least you know it's not going to move all around. But this has got to go the other direction. And then, you know what? I think I put this on upside down. No wonder this is what I had to do that. This, I swear, looked like the finished side of it. All right, well, put it back together. Get it back in. Because I just saw, as soon as I flipped it over, I could see the little piece that you have to use to when you attach your board. So I guess I'm just going to redo this. So I've been watching Zoa, and Zoa with Aqua Bloom Boutique. She is close to being monetized. If you have not seen any of her videos as of late, go check her out so she can finish her watch hours. I heard that she's going to have a big virtual party when she gets to that point. And if we all go and watch some of her videos, which are amazing, by the way, Zoa, we can help her get there and get there as quickly as possible this week. Because she might get there this week, I think. Right, Zoa? Have you checked your watch hours today, Zoa? How close are you? Tell everybody if you want to link your channel. I don't know how to do that, but if you want to link your channel into the chat box, I don't have any problem with it. I have to tell y'all this. Somebody had placed something a question that they wanted some help with something, and I made a video and just for that specific person, and I put the link back in there, and I didn't put the link in the comment. That was my mistake. I did not put the link in the comment of the person who had asked for it. I actually posted the my YouTube channel and the link to my video. Well, that was not received well by the person in the Facebook group. And I really meant no harm, but I felt it was kind of strong, the message that I got from the person about telling me that I was not to use the Facebook group. I'm not going to tell you who it is because I know a lot of you guys are her subscribers. But I just felt it was a little strong, and, you know, I meant no harm. I really was just trying to help somebody out, and I couldn't remember who had posted it. And so anyway, I decided that, how do I make someone the moderator? How do I make, Zoa, would you like to be the moderator? I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do that. Can somebody tell me how to do that, to make a moderator? So I'm using StreamYard. Click on their name. Okay, now what? Whoops. I don't know what I just did. Right click on the person, then a menu comes up. Okay, right click on the, okay, wait a minute. Right click, and then a menu comes up. I've got a menu, but I don't really see anything that would help me. You need to go to the YouTube window. Okay. Okay, I'm in StreamYard. That's why I can't do it with that. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to tell you, Aqua Bloom is who I'm talking about, and I'll just link you when I don't know, Aqua Bloom. If you just go check her channel out, because she's really good. And I just learned something. I did not know how people were always focusing on somebody's comment when they have a question on the comment, and that's pretty cool. So I just learned something just from checking that out. Anyway, back to what I was telling you. And I'm not trying to rat this person out or bust on this person or anything like that. I just wanted to share this because, you know, I feel like that mostly in this community, I have had nothing but such a wonderful reception where people just want to try to help me grow the channel, how to, you know, they're interested in what I'm doing, and everybody just seems to want to promote each other. So when I got this response from the person, I guess if they had just deleted my video, I probably wouldn't have felt this way. But I got a message, and I've tried to tell myself, well, maybe you should just be grateful that the person sent you the message and didn't just blip you off of it. But the message itself was such a strong, it came off so strong, and maybe the person did not intend to come off this strong. I don't know, but it was super strong. And, you know, I really was not trying to promote my own channel. I was really trying to help make this video to help this person who had this question. And then the person, the response back, and I even explained that, and then the person came back at me and said, well, I have videos like that already. All they have to do is go to this part of my my channel, and they can watch these videos. So they basically don't need your video. And I'm like, so anyway, I don't ever want to be that way to anybody on this channel. And so I guess if you want to promote yourself on my face right here, I mean, as long as it's about embroidery and you're trying to help other people, I don't really have a problem with it. Now, of course, if you're in here trying to you know, some people come on and just bombard. And so I guess I can see it to a certain degree, because sometimes, you know, I know in some of my digitizing places, they're just trying to digitize for everybody. And that I get, but I don't know. I just felt like what I did was harmless, but it made me feel bad. No, it was not a post in Angela Jasmina's group. She's never, you know, I mean, I have posted something on a comment, and now all I do is this time, what I do is I just say, you know, I have a video on this or whatever. You want to go check out my, my YouTube channel, and I'll write my name for the YouTube channel. But, okay, Kay, she's going to do some, samples, and she's going to do some masks. Oh, good, Anna, I'm glad you're back. But no, it was not Angela Jasmina. And I mean, I get that you don't want solicitations and stuff like that inside of your group, but I don't know. I just felt like the messaging, it could have come off better. The message could have come off better. And it wasn't Shayna's group either. So I'm not going to share who it was, because I know some of you follow this person. And, oh, this is so cool. So here's what you do with this. You adjust this once you get it to the size. I just like jumped off that one ship, didn't I, guys? And I got so excited when this is all together. Okay, so we'll change the subject now. But I want you to know that I don't want anyone to feel like if they're doing something great, you let me know. And by all means, if I'm on, share it with someone, because it is great. And so Zoa is really doing great. And I really wanted to promote Zoa. Shayna is also doing great. Oh my gosh, I love watching your videos, Shayna. And I love watching Connie. And I'm glad you come on earlier, Connie, on Sunday nights instead of so late. And so I get to catch yours. And sometimes I'll fall asleep in it because I'm tired, and I'm a tired teacher. Anyway, so here is my portable station. And so what I learned was that this is you know what I think I'm going to do? Let's see. It'll sit right here. That way, I think the camera will get it better. Nope, that's too low. So I guess I won't be using that. All right, so what you do is, can everybody see this? You know what? I do have this rolling cart right here. I have a rolling cart right here. I don't know if it's high enough. I think I can adjust it down. Yep. Okay, so here's this rolling cart right here. And I'm going to put it right here so you can see how it works. Is that good, everybody? You know what I feel like? And this is so funny. I've been a teacher so long. You might not know what an overhead projector is, but but that's one of the things that teachers used to use, that had a glass and a big old light and projected it on the board before they had real projectors and smart boards. And you had these VisiBees or things. And it took a lot of learning on how to, bye Corinne, thanks for stopping by and joining. But it was always a trick on which side to put the camera. So, or which side to put your projector so that you knew you were on the right side when you were pointing to things. This is what it's reminding me of. All right, so here's what you do to use this. So you put it down the way you would do. I did learn that all of the labels go down. All of the labels go down, and you slide this into place. These little set screws right here. There's little set screws up underneath. Let me see if I can put them. So there's little set screws underneath this part right here. So this part right here slides up and down. And these little set screws, you don't set them until you get them to the size that you need your frame. So I'm going to bring this back up. And then this right here sits inside of this. And this right here, this is the game changer, I'm thinking. Because I told someone the other night that I didn't think I would need that little plastic piece that goes around this anymore. So you put this part right here underneath. Well, maybe it's thick. It's fit perfectly. So you can, all right, so I'm going to show it to you as soon as I get it clipped down. All right, so you tighten, now you tighten your set screws down so it will not move. So this will not move. All right, so let me show it to you. So this part right here, this fits the small part, this fits the top part. So this way you've got it in the right direction that you need to do. But these little tabs right here will hold your stabilizer in place while you are putting your item on there. So I'm going to get it. This is just any old piece of stabilizer. So it's not one that I would actually use. This is one I would use on the back of the t-shirts. So it's already cut by 12 by 12. And I'm going to clip these down. And so that holds your stabilizer in place. So it's not going to move off of your hoop as you're trying to hoop it. And then you just come right here. And I always have a problem. I always remember which one has the warning, the little one or the big one? The big one? The big one. The big one. Okay. And then you just come right here and then it comes right off of the. That's so cool. But let me go back and do one more step because I did miss out one step that I wanted to do. So let me put this back. All right, so that's back in there set. So if you're going to be using this over and over again, I do have a t-shirt nearby for me too. But so these actually have a magnet on it. These little tabs do. They actually have a magnet. So when you clip it down, it holds it in place. You can pull this tighter. Like I said, this is not the best stabilizer, but I'm just doing it just for purposes of showing this. And you know what I have learned? I have learned sometimes it's better to just hoop your shirt backwards instead of trying to get the sewing arm to go in the hole and then the hole being stretched open and everything. It's almost easier to just do it this way and have it this, and I less likely sew my shirt shut when I'm doing it this way. But so just put it over top. Of course, you would already want your position. This is great because you can position where your neck is. So I can look and see where my center of my neck is. And then I'm going to and I'm not having to, and usually when I'm trying to adjust my shirt, it's sitting on this. So it's hard because this will shift all around when it's sitting on the back side of it. So that's what's really nice about this. And I'm not really a commercial for Hooping Master because I'm not an affiliate or anything like that. I'm not affiliate of anyone. I just like to share information. Anyway, so now that is done, then I'm going to come back here and, you know, as soon as you get close to it, it is hooped, pull it off, and voila. That is so nice. That is so nice. So there it is. That's it. That's all you got to do. And so then if you want to, one of the reasons why I chose this one was because one of the boards was only good for like below 5 by 5 and 6 by something or other. But this one, I can use it with a 5 by 5 and I can use it with this long arm of the one my daughter just bought me. So let me see if I can hoop this one. This is, this one is a 4.5 by 13. So this board was specifically made to where it could be used by the 4.5 by 13. But I can also reduce it to where it can be used. Yes, it was, Ymir. That was just so nice. Hooping made really easy. So anyway, this one is, oh, I got to do it this way. So you put this down right here, slide this to where you need it to be. Then you tighten your set screws down. But so I can use this with any size hoop, whereas the other one, I couldn't use it with any size hoop. So this, of course, is not big enough. I mean, it's too small, but I'm still going to do it anyway, just so that you can see the ease of it. Again, one more time. So I'm just going to fold it and snap it, and that makes it nice and stable. So really and truly, if you have Mighty Hoops, and if you have not already purchased all of the different little pieces that go around it for the hooping to help you stabilize your computer, your hoop stabilizer, they're like $50 a piece per frame. $50 a piece per frame. So this mounting station, I know that the base of it was $60, and I paid $140 for the board. So that's $200. I've already spent $150 for this one. So for every frame, think about it, for every frame, that's, you would only, for 4 frames that you would buy that piece for, you could buy this whole station and you wouldn't need any of those frames. And the funny part is that half the time I forget to take those plastic pieces off and it's stuck on my machine while it's embroidering. But the thing about it is this, they're only good for that one frame. Whereas this is good for every single frame that there is. So let's see, let me try this again. Put this back on. I'm going to try hooping this as if I'm going to do a name. This is amazing. I can't wait for my daughter to see this video so that she will just love it and think, oh, Mom, I'm so glad I bought that for you. So, of course, you're not going to want it that high up. So I'm going to bring it down to where it would be like a name across the shirt. And, you know, I don't really have anything measured on here. So then, oh, I don't have the brackets on this one yet. So I'm going to do it, just drop it because I don't want to snap my fingers into it. But that's it. Look. So it's going to be perfectly right at the right position. It's going to be right at the right position. Right at the right position. And I can do it. Then I can do like a name all the way across the shirt or whatever that I'm doing. Kay, the Hustle Queen, you're not old enough to remember overhead projectors? Oh, you are old enough. I'm old enough to remember the overhead projectors. Hey, anybody remember the mimeograph papers? Hey, Eve Mart, welcome. That was a snap. Who remembers the mimeograph? I'm old enough that when we would used to have the mimeograph paper before we had copy machines, and oh my gosh, when it came fresh off of there, every kid in the class, all they did was sniff their papers. Anybody else remember those? When you were in school, sniffing the papers of the mimeograph papers. Good thing they weren't toxic. So you're old enough to remember the overhead projector. I hope so, because I have students that just graduated college that were in my class, and when I was using that overhead projector, and I actually used that overhead projector up until probably about 10 years ago, and then we went to smart boards and a smart projector. So okay. So that was that. And now I'm going to go over to this other station, and I just want to give you real quick before I have to sign off, because I only have about 10 more minutes. The only problem is I'm not going to be able to see your comments, because I don't know if I can see the comments. Maybe I can. I don't know. Let me look. I'm talking before I do that. So I'm going to go over to the other camera, in other words, and I'm going to take my t-shirt material, because I want to show you, at least showing you one strip of what I do. I don't pin this section. All right, so I don't know how to get the comments up on this computer. Can you still hear me, or should I mute the other computer microphone? I think I'm going to mute the other one, because I'm going to be over here.
Unmute this one. Hold on just a second.
I'm going to.
All right. So it didn't mute it. What in the world? Well, can you hear me? I know you, Mira. I did this all by myself. Okay, I'm sorry about the echo. I think I might need to just go back and switch the microphones, because I think I like it better the other way. But I did switch over to where I have the.
Okay, I'm going to leave that microphone on there. I know I'm all tacked out, and I've got this microphone. I really wish it had a lapel microphone, but it's just a voice amplifier, and I use the voice amplifier when I'm teaching, so it makes it nice and easy. I'm going to put this right here, because I want you to be able to see my actual sewing area. Oops, what in the world? I just lost my camera connection. There it is. Okay. All right. Can you see real well? I can still see the chat, sort of. Okay. So what I'm going to do right here is that before you start quilting, before you start putting it together, you really have to put them together. So this would be my first two. So I'm going to put right side to right side, and I'm going to do them in sets of twos. So that's my first one. And then here's number 3. I have to flip it and put it with number 4. Now I'm only doing 4 across, so that should do the first one. When you get ready to sew it, you need to make sure that you're still going the right direction. So the best way that I found that you could do this was to do 4 across, making sure that you've got your up direction, and that's going to be really important. This is my Juki 1501, no, my Juki DDL 8700 industrial machine. It's a straight stitch machine only. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. I did add an extension to a light to where it projects a little bit better. And I think I still have your comments on here. Can everybody still hear me? Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and sew, but you want to make sure, of course, and I don't pin this part, and I do have it, I set it at 1/2 inch, and that's because I wanted to be able to iron it and get it nice and flat. And it's still, even with that stretching, of course, there's no walking foot on this machine. So I'm just basically trying to keep it together, and I hope you can see okay. So then I go to the end, and it does get off just a little bit. Oops, I forgot I still had purple thread on the bottom, but it'll be all right because you're not going to see it. All right, so then I'm going to sew the next one, and I'm just going to show you how to do the one strip. So the next one, since this is 3 and this is 4, it's got to be sewn on this side. That's the tricky part. It's like a puzzle, trying to put it together. And when I hopefully I've got it right, and I want to line up the fabric and not the stabilizer, because the stabilizer did show it just a little bit bigger than the other. And you want to try to keep them as square as possible. But really and truly, if you have lots of t-shirts that that you don't know what to do with because you don't wear them anymore, this is a great idea. My husband has a lot of t-shirts, and I'm going to make him one. And I'm going to make him one that he can just use as his blanket in the bedroom when he's watching TV at our couch. Okay, so that's 3 and 4 together. That's 3 and 4 together. And now I'm going to open this up, and this should be 1 and 2. There's 1 and there's 2. So 2 should still go with 3. So here's 3 and there's 2. And so I'm going to do this for all 6 rows. And then after I do all 6 rows, then I'm going to sew all of the rows together. And probably what I'm going to do is, because I'm not going to be able to stay live any longer showing you to do this, I will probably just record the rest of it so that you can see the rest of it when I get home with my, from picking my daughter up from work. I will just record the rest of it. I don't know, I might come back on live. It just depends. And you can just watch it live. That way I don't have to edit it or anything like that to come back up. And you can just watch it and I can talk you through it. So here's the first row. And you know, if you don't care what order it's in, it really won't matter what you're doing. My aunt had already, like I said, had already specifically made the order. So I'm just trying to respect her order that she'd already put it in, that she'd already laid it out, that it meant something to her. But it doesn't mean anything to me because it's not my quilt. So that would be row 1. So then I'm going to lay this aside for right now, and then I will go to row 2, which would be 5, 6, 7. I'm going to make sure that I put 5, 6, 7 together. Connie, you're like Tim the Tool Man. Somebody told me at school that, because I have my own toolbox, every time something breaks down, they come to my classroom. I know the Juki is super, super quiet. They always come to me. They're like, go see Sandy, find out if she's got this tool. And I'm like, one person told me they call me MacGyver, because I have a tool for everything. I can fix everything, and I make everything. I mean, even one time, I remember, this is funny. we got our classrooms were renovated. Now, tell me something. I'm just going to tell you how some people's minds work. Um, I'm just going to come talk to you guys for the next few minutes. I'm going to go to the other microphone, other computer, because I only have a few minutes left, and I'm just going to chat with you guys. But I have to tell you this funny story that I was at my classroom, and they renovated our classrooms for us, and they were just they gave us all brand new walls, and I've been 100-year-old building. Our building is celebrating its 100th year anniversary this upcoming school year. And anyway, so it's 100 years old. They renovated our classrooms, and they put these really nice closets in there. Now, I'm a school teacher. What do you think is the most important? Type it in the chat box. What you think is the most important thing in a closet for a teacher? What do you think the most important thing in the closet would be for a teacher? Do you think I want shelves, or do you think I want hanging rods for me to hang clothes? Zoa says shelf. You're right, Zoa. A shelf is the most important thing for me in a closet. Well, they didn't put any shelves in our closet. They put one shelf at the top and a rod like I was hanging clothes. And I'm like, I don't live here. My clothes are not going to go in this closet. Well, they also, when they were ripping out all of the rooms, they dumped it all in dumpsters, and they threw away these true to size 12-inch wide boards that were probably 10 feet long, where they had ripped them out of the classrooms. And so I with a couple of other friends, teacher friends, we went dumpster diving, and we pulled out all of these boards, and I got enough boards out of there and enough wood that I went in there and I put my own shelves in all of my closets. Well, guess what? The next thing I know, the principal's coming, and she's like, "Did you go dumpster diving?" And I'm like, "Yes." And she's like, "Okay, well, somebody reported that there were some people dumpster diving in our dumpster, and I just need to make sure it was our teachers doing the dumpster diving and not just some neighborhood random person." I'm like, "Yes, I did." And she goes, "Well, what did you do with what you got out of the dumpster?" So I opened up my closets and I showed her what I did, and she's like, "Oh my goodness." Well, the next thing I know, the head of maintenance is coming to my classroom, and he looked at all of the shelves, and they started putting all the shelves in the closets for the teachers because they didn't put any shelves in the closet. So anyway, that's my funny teacher show. Yamira, thank you. You have a blessed day. Also, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you signing in. Anyway, that was my funny story. And that's one of the reasons why they call me MacGyver at school, because I can fix anything, I make anything, and I just do it the way I want to do it. And I've built my own table. I have a video of me showing where I built my own cutting table. It's 48 inches wide by 80 inches long, and I built it out of doors, and I built it out of cabinets. So I just do things for myself. And thank you, Shayna. Are you leaving too? Thank you. I appreciate you having it. And I'm going to have to sign off anyway. So thank you guys. I appreciate you joining me. And I will either sign back on later on this afternoon if I don't interfere with anybody else doing a live. If you want to jump on, if you just want to watch it later, that's fine too. But I'm going to be making the rest of that t-shirt quilt, and you can see how I put it all together. Or either I will just videotape it. I might just videotape it, because then I can fast forward through a lot of it just so that you can see it. So anyway, bye everybody, and thank you for joining, and thank you for the support. I certainly appreciate it. All right, bye everybody.